Hello, everybody. It is Wednesday, November the 6th, and we still have some fair fishing going on. I'll tell you a little bit more about what to expect midweek here on the Outer Banks when I come back in just a moment.
Come and experience fishing for the whole family aboard the Crystal Dawn at Pirates Cove Marina in Manteo. The Crystal Dawn is a roomy 65-foot headboat, fully equipped with the latest gear to give you the best fishing experience. Worried about getting seasick? Fear not. The Crystal Dawn stays in safer and shallower waters to lessen the likelihood of that happening. Half-day and private fishing trips are available. To find out more, go online to crystaldawnheadboat.com. The Crystal Dawn Headboat out of Pirates Cove. Fishing that is fun for all ages.
The desire for being on the water is what draws people to the Outer Banks. OBX Boat Company in Kill Devil Hills shares that desire with you. The only full-service, Yamaha authorized dealer on the beach, OBX Boat Company is committed to providing you the best possible boat ownership experience. Their carefully selected brands of center consoles and family-friendly pontoon boats are all powered by ultra-reliable Yamaha motors. They offer excellent financing options as well. To learn more and see their inventory, visit obxboatco.com.
We always start out with Hatteras usually, and we always start out with offshore fishing Hatteras in Oregon Inlet and sometimes even Ocracoke. But what we're dealing with right now is that we don't have a lot of boats out. Sometimes when you don't have many boats out, it's hard to get on those fish offshore. They're moving around all the time. They're in that Gulf Stream current, which is like a conveyor belt, and it's just hard when there's 2 or 3 boats to stay on them. You know that you want to get in a certain temperature water. You know you'd like to be on a current edge or color change. You know you'd like to be over some contours in the bottom that might be ledges or canyons or rock piles. You know all of that. But there's nothing any better than having somebody hooked up a mile away and trolling over that way and you get hooked up too. So it's harder. It can work both ways. You can have too many boats out there and drive the fish down. But the Hatteras folks have been doing a lot of live baiting. Jesse on the Carolina Girl and my buddies, Buddy Hooper and Rom and Creature, and all of them are doing that live baiting, which is great fun. But on a southeast wind, if I got it straight, that's a tough wind for them on the live baiting. So it didn't sound like a whole lot was going on down there yesterday. The Oregon Inlet fleet, pretty much the same thing. They had maybe only 1 boat out, at the most 2. But again, it was a few. They're still catching the dolphin. Also, you might call them the mahi-mahi, but there's still a few of them around, and there's some blackfin tuna around, and both fleets still have some trolling king mackerel on deep rig. So it's kind of a scrappy report for offshore fishing. Oh, there was the boat that did get out of Oregon yesterday. It did catch a white marlin, probably one of the last billfish of the season for us. So that's what's going on offshore. We don't need to spend a whole lot of time talking about that. Closer to shore, on the beach and in the surf, there's a few things going on. A lot of small bluefish around, depending on where you're at, that could be very, very good for these I was calling them 3 to 5 pound bluefish, but it's really more like 1 to 3 pound bluefish. A lot of those, and then in the inlets, especially Oregon Inlet, they're really not getting much effort fishing for them, because everybody that's doing that type of fishing seems to be back in the sound looking for speckled trout and drum. More about that in our backcountry report. But there is bluefish up and down the beach. There is some drum still being caught, but they're smaller. And we do have the Big Hatteras surf fishing tournament coming up. So that will be a great last shot at some good surf fishing in a world famous surf fishing tournament. So scrappy pretty much everywhere you go. You got to put in your time, but it's warm. I've been gone. A lot of you will know that I've been gone, and I've been over in Montana for 8 days or 9 days doing a dream deer hunt, a bucket list hunt. I did not draw an elk tag, but I went out there and just had a once-in-a-lifetime magical trip. It was very spiritual for me, the most beautiful place I've ever been in my life. And I've been doing a photo essay on that over on my Facebook page. You can just go to Marty Brill, Brill, and you can see that. You can also go to my Captain Marty Brill Facebook page, and I've been forwarding those posts over. And it'll take me about a week to get everything in, but I felt like that was the best way to share with everybody what went on. And I'm very grateful for both my friends Justin and Justin Bateman, who helps me with all the podcasts and reports, and with Tony Lombardi, who always has got my back with Surf and Pure Information. He helped Justin, and that's why I was not on the air a few days this past week. But I'm home now, and I went deer hunting here just to ground myself, and all I saw was mosquitoes. So I was like, welcome home. Anyway, bear season coming in, I think this Saturday. We have 2 bear seasons, 2 weeks in November, 2 weeks in December. The people on the beach may not realize Hyde County has one of the largest populations of black bears in the United States. And bear season is a shot in the arm for this is a poor county, always one of the bottom 1 or 2 in the state. So when people come in, spend money in the restaurants and book places to stay and pay guides, it's good. And we have a plethora of black bears, more than we need for sure. So anyway, that's all going on. We'll take a little break. I'll take a little sip of water, and I'll talk to you about some trout fishing back in the Sound. So stay right there. Are you ready for a fishing thrill like no other?
Oh, there he is! There he is! Oh, got him up!
As seen on WikiTune Outer Banks, the Carolina Girl, captained by majestic Jesse Anderson, is a custom, luxurious 53-foot Jarrett Bay built boat running out of Hatteras Harbor Marina. Let Jesse and her crew give you a fishing experience of a lifetime. To book a trip, go online to carolinagirlsportfishing.com. Carolina Girl Sport Fishing, your offshore adventure awaits. So I got it from an unidentified source that the trout fishing on this side of the Sound, in other words, the Hatteras side, was really good yesterday, but they were really small. Most of them were throwbacks, but there seemed like there's one every cast almost. Now, the other spot is the Western Pamlico over in Ricky Radcliffe's neighborhood on the Western Sound, and I think they're a little bit bigger there. Remember, I told you yesterday that Captain Nicky Harris on the Fantastic got a day off, and he went and chartered a boat for himself with a guide over there, and they kept 5 and threw back about 40. So it sounds like that the fish are small right now, but they're biting good, and we do still have a fairly good bite on both puppy drum and black drum in the Sound as well. And then, as a kicker, you still have some bluefish and some sheephead. Notice I say sheep head, where the book says sheep's head. And that's really the proper pronunciation, but in Florida, everybody doesn't use that S. We call them sheephead. That's where I'm from, so that's how I say it. But that's the things that are going on in the back in the backcountry right now. Small speckled trout, some puppy drum, some black drum, some sheephead, and some of those 1 to 3 or 4 pound bluefish. The backcountry guides down in Hatteras, and I got some good ones down there like Ricky Scarborough out of Teach's Lair Marina. Those guys are really good at coming in with a nice catch, a lot of variety, and we've been seeing a really, really good sheephead bite, better and better than I've ever seen it before. So that's pretty much the long and short of the fishing report here at midweek. Again, we got a surf fishing tournament coming up. We got the opening of bear season, and it's time to start putting some venison away for Thanksgiving. I'm trying. So far, I haven't had any luck. But go over to either my Facebook page, which is Marty Brill, or go to Captain Marty Brill Facebook page and follow along as I post these adventures. And I've got them numbered that I had in Montana. If you're a person that loves big mountains and big game, I think you'll enjoy joining me over there. Meanwhile, have a blessed day. Take care of your family and take care of yourself. And I'll talk to you with more fishing as we approach the weekend.